Hi, I'm Hsing-ay Hsu and welcome to Midday Musical Moment. 大家好，我是许兴爱，欢迎收看午间琴音。Let's connect our body, mind, and heart by enjoying music together. And this weekend, we'll be celebrating July 4th. So today's theme is to let loose, celebrate with friends. And let's start by finding our breath together with a big yawn and then let it go. Okay. So much of life, we are trying to solve problems and make things function, but I think it's equally important for us to exhale once in a while and relax. So shake it out, shake out your tension and celebrate the relationships that we do have and the things that do work. And here is my cultural nugget of this week. In China, until very recently, we were only allowed to have one child per family. It was called the one-child policy because there were too many people and not enough resources. And my young parents would often have friends over who didn't have any children at all. And I would be the only child in the room. And my mom used to say to me, just because you're the only child doesn't mean that you shouldn't be social with all the adults. You need to come up with questions to ask them. And they're all really interesting people. They know interesting things. It was a pretty unusual ambition that my mom had for me as a child, a young child, a minor in China, because we as children in Chinese culture are raised to be quiet and guarded and restrained and stay out of the way. And my mom had different ambitions for me. Now, in American culture, our politeness and our compliance can often be misunderstood as being bland or weak. And what's beautiful about us being Chinese Americans is that I have the privilege of interpreting two very different cultures and coming up with my own set of rules for what I value and how I show up in this world. And I can choose to sometimes be a calm observer and sometimes to let loose and jump in. And today's music is a jazz piece. It's Someone to Watch Over Me. It's an American song written by George Gershwin, born in New York City into a Ukrainian Jewish family. And Gershwin was a very successful songwriter. His brother, Ira, wrote his lyrics, and they were a great team. And for a while, he was living right over here on the Upper West Side, where my uncle, Pianist Tatum Hsing-ay Hsu, used to live. This transcription that I'm going to share is kind of in the style of our Tatum Jr. Tatum is an African-American virtuoso jazz pianist from Ohio, and he is legendary for his electric flourishes and very easy stride style in the left hand. You'll hear chords going back and forth. And he was born actually with a very serious vision impairment. In his early 20s, he was assaulted, and it left him completely blind in the left eye. And yet, he still continued on to become one of the most respected, revered jazz artists of all time. Both Gershwin and Tatum are also Steinway artists, by the way. So what will you hear in this music? Chat it into the comments. Let me know. Let your physical senses be your guide in our collective moment of listening. And just as always, I'll be guiding our inhale, expansion, and exhale, release. And again, feel free at any point just to close your eyes and don't worry about the patterns that I'm introducing. Close your eyes and breathe with the music. Inhale and exhale. And if you feel like trying some of the patterns that I'm introducing with my hands, then just open your eyes and watch the screen and breathe with me. So, are you ready? Okay, our activity for this week is to reach out to the people all around you. There's a narrative out there right now that we are rejected because of our Asian faces, that this country doesn't want us, that we don't belong. And while it's important for us to confront the system and try to create a new future, not everyone is biased. There are people in any group that are kind and who are interested to know our story, to get to know us. And so we need to find those people. Let's be out there and search for them. We have to find them so that we can expand our circles of trust. So I hope you will reach out to our fellow Americans, to someone in a different circle, maybe economically, racially, religiously, or geographically, someone who share our desire to become a multicultural fabric. And you can pay somebody a compliment, wish them a nice day, or bring them some delicious homemade food. My mom is great at this. Through her cooking, she has transformed many cold non-starters into appreciative embraces. And you can do that too. Let's take one final moment to think about how we feel. If you have more mental clarity, if you feel like your spirit is lifted, if you feel more ready to engage, then you have had a great musical moment. And share with someone what you heard today, how you're feeling. Share with someone your charm. Share with someone your circle of trust. There are additional sources on my website, hsing-ay-hsu.com, and let's just end with a couple listeners' comments. One listener wrote, I have loved Hsing-ay's way of making connections between the world of music and the way we approach every aspect of our lives, our thoughts, memories, emotions, and physical well-being. Listener number 2 says, thanks for sharing your talent with us. For me personally, the music is what stands out the most. The chance to take a mindful break with this level and quality of music makes me feel very fortunate. Listener number 3, I don't know a lot about music. I appreciated the part I saw about breathing. This is so simple, and music is such a lovely relaxer. Also, I know so little about this culture, and it's a window for me. Thanks, everyone, for writing in. I love hearing your responses. And I hope you have a happy week of listening ahead, and I'll see you next Thursday. Take care.